Okay, so I'm here with India Pagán, two-time Olympian for the Puerto Rico National Team. And I want to start by asking you about your quote-unquote humble beginnings because you grew up in New London. That's not a big town in Connecticut, right? Yeah.
No, it is
So,
not.
uh, and you're Puerto Rican. So is there a big Puerto Rican diaspora there? Are there a lot of Puerto Ricans there?
Yeah, there actually is a lot. Here and in other parts of Connecticut, there's a lot of Puerto Ricans that live here. And that's why like when I come home, it's just like extra special because there's Puerto Ricans everywhere and they're just like acknowledging me and they're like, we're so proud of you, like as Puerto Ricans. So yeah, I have a lot of Puerto Ricans here.
Yeah, I saw a local news segment on you actually. So it was really impressive that they were actually appreciating you and your effort. That was really cool. Yeah.
They do, yeah. Connecticut and New London, like they did a really good job, like just really being supportive and acknowledging me, like you said.
Okay. And is it because of your career here in high school?
Yeah, I think that plays a part. I've lived here my whole life, and my career in high school, AU, travel basketball. So, and I'm still here with my family, so I think they're just like really appreciative and like
Okay.
supportive that like someone from here has made it that far, you know?
Yeah. And speaking of your family, I've seen in the news story that they did on you that they were very supportive of you.
Mhm.
How supportive were they? Because I mean, it takes a lot. It takes a village, as they say, to raise an athlete, right? So how was it like in your case?
They have been there from the start. If it wasn't for them, I would not be here right now. So, like you said, it takes a village. They've helped me, they've helped my sister be where we are today as people and as athletes. So, this is on them. I'm proud of them. I'm so proud of them. They said they're living their dreams through me, so I'm just trying to make them as proud as I can.
That's nice. And when did you pick up the basketball first? And when did you have like a moment when you knew that this was going to be something that you will excel at?
Yeah, I picked up basketball at the age of 10. I didn't like basketball at first. My parents said, they said like I didn't want to go to the practices. I just hated it. And then I gave it a week and then they were like, you fell in love with it.
Why
Yeah,
did
you
you
have
go to practice? If I may interrupt, sorry. Why did
no,
you
it's okay.
go to practice?
Why?
Yeah, because you said that you didn't like it, but why did you go to practice? Because of your height? The
Yeah,
coaches,
yeah.
okay, okay.
Yeah, I was taller than everybody in my class in elementary school. So my parents were like, we have to do something with her height. So that's how I started. But then I guess a weekend I realized like, oh, this is actually fun. I'm actually good. And then the rest is history.
Yeah, being good is, I think, short selling it quite a bit because like your accolades are awesome. I mean, you led the high school to three state finals, right?
Mhm.
The championship in 2017, and you were selected actually the best basketball player in the city.
Yeah.
Is it was it a male or female selection, both, or was it
Yeah.
okay
Yeah.
for
I think it was.
both?
Mhm.
Yeah, and looking back, because you are clearly not alone when you're playing basketball. So, what made the team special? Because it was obviously you were the leader of the team, but it was a team effort still.
In high school, you're talking about?
Yeah, yeah, I'm talking high school right now.
Yeah. In high school, I still talk to many of my teammates from high school. Like you said, it wasn't just me, it was a team effort. There's like two or three of them that went to play in college. We played against each other in college. Some of them play overseas now. So these are like really good players that were able to work with me to get those state championships and just put New London on the map. So it was a team effort. And I love those girls so much. Like I still talk to them.
And you spoke that you were also an AAU player. So, what was better for you as an experience, playing in high school or AAU tournaments?
They're both different. High school, it's your hometown, it's little, everyone comes supports you. You're the star of the team. And then AAU is like a team full of like girls from different towns. So it's not from New London. It was like from surrounding towns. And then we would go like across the US and travel and play games. So it's like a different dynamic. Through AAU, I was seen by the national team, so that's why
Yeah,
AAU is nice. It's
yeah,
different.
that's also what I wanted to ask you. So maybe we can jump to that question now. So how did you get noticed by the Puerto Rican coaches? Because you started playing at what was that level? U18, I think, right?
You,
Or
yeah,
earlier?
it was U18 and U19. Yeah,
Okay. So how did you get started? How did you get the call? How did your parents react?
it was through AAU. We were at a tournament in Washington, D.C. Um, and I guess there was a Puerto Rico scout, and she was just looking at like the papers that they had of all the girls, their names, their height, and all the information. And she saw my last name. It was Pagan, and that's a very like Puerto Rican last name. Um, but she then followed and went to my game the fall like a couple hours later. She saw my game. She was like, "Oh my God, we need this big girl to join the national team, the younger girls." And so after that, she saw me, and then the Puerto Rican national team had like a tryout in New York, and they invited me. So I did really good there. And it's been 7, 8 years now since I've been with the team. So that's where it all started.
And any players that are currently on the team that you started playing with when you were 17, 18?
Yeah, there's one of them, another one I'm about to play against in another league that I'll be in. No, I'm actually playing against like three of them that I started with, so that's very ironic. But
And do you see the team progress through the years as you guys, it was your second Olympics.
mhm,
And did you see like things started to click or are starting to click between you right now?
yeah, um, it is. We're trying to put a really fast team together, defense being our core team. So coach is really trying to find players that fit that style. I think everything is coming together. Obviously, we showed that in the Olympic Games. The last time we were there, we didn't really win a game. Like they were kind of blowouts, but this time all the games were close, besides the last one. But yeah, we showed Puerto Rico what we gave, what we can do. So I think it is coming together. We just have to put those couple pieces that are
Yeah,
missing.
we will get to that in a moment. I'm sorry if I can take a step back. So I want to first return to high school. So you're being recruited, recruiting
Mhm.
time, and you eventually settle on Stony Brook. So
Yeah.
how did that come about? Were there any
Um,
other offers, and why did you pick this particular college?
Yeah, there were a couple offers. I think I had like 10 between 5 and 10 more offers. Um, right. It's been how many years? 6, 7 years since I was getting recruited. So I don't remember all the teams, but I remember I went to a showcase in New York. New York was just showcase after showcase. That's how I've gotten all my opportunities. So I went to a showcase where there was a bunch of colleges from all the East Coast and
Mhm.
everywhere. So they would just put you on a random team with a whole bunch of random girls and you just show what you got. So Stony Brook was there. They liked my game. I got like 5 calls from that showcase, but Stony Brook was the more ideal for me because it was close. It was just a ferry ride, a boat ride from my house. It was Division 1. It was, but yeah, so they recruited me and then I went on the visit. I loved them. It was like felt like a family and I loved everything. So obviously I never left. I never transferred and I was there my 5 years.
Yeah, and you were actually staying at home when you were studying there,
No,
or
home from Stony Brook is like 2 hours maybe. It's
okay,
not that far. So I would take a boat and then I would drive home whenever I wanted to go home.
okay, okay, okay.
Yeah.
And you're a sociology major, right?
Mhm.
So how did you get interested in sociology? And what is it about sociology that
That's
gets you?
interesting
Yeah.
because I started wanting to do like marine biology, and I love the ocean. I love the animals, the water, everything about it. Because I went to a marine science high school. That's like
Okay.
a whole nother, yeah. Um, But so I love that. I went into Stony Brook with the marine biology, but then like I saw how much it like entailed and like all the classes, and I was just like, I don't know if I'll be able to do that with playing basketball, the national team, this and that. So I switched to sociology because I'm like a people's person. I like to work with people. I like to work with kids. So I thought that was my way into like working with people and helping people.
And do you have further plans with your degree? Like
Not
you
yet.
plan, okay.
Yeah, not yet, but I definitely want to work in that field with people and with kids. I still don't know like what specific job, but I definitely it's always on my mind. Like I'm like, yes, I'm playing basketball, but this will end eventually, and I need to know what like my career or like how I want to start off going into the
Mhm.
real world. So it
Yeah,
is on my
and
mind.
sure. And you've said that it was like a family and you felt at home when you were at Stony Brook. And it's interesting because at the beginning, you're not the starter, right?
Mhm.
Were you prepared for that, that you're not going to be the starter and that you will have to earn your place? Like, how hard was it from moving like alpha dog to being like on the bench?
It was very hard, but the coaches they kept you humble. I don't know how else to say that. They would be like, you're not the starter anymore. You're not the star player. We know that everybody's coming from their own schools, from being the star players. We need to bring you back down to reality and you need to work for it. Like everyone else, it's going to be the same level playing field, and whoever rises to the occasion is going to get that spot. So it was me and this other girl from Pennsylvania. We were just the same post, the same position, and we would fight. I would get 5 minutes, she would get 5 minutes. So it was a battle, but eventually I excelled a little further and then I was able to get that starting spot. But yeah.
Yeah, and your starts were divided pretty equally. I think you got 16, she got 14, if I
Yeah.
remember correctly. So it's interesting that the coach was still able to get you guys to coexist, even though you were sort of involved in this battle.
She
Well,
tried. She
yeah.
definitely tried, but it was hard because that was like my best friend. So we're literally
Okay.
competing and like fighting and we both want that spot. So that was definitely very hard in my career, but we made it work.
Yeah, and then you became the starter, right, for the rest of your college career. And in the 2018-2019 season, you become the best, not the best, the most accurate scorer in the
Oh yeah.
program's history when it comes to field goal percentage. So,
Mhm.
what makes your shot selection process work? What goes into your on-court decisions? I know it's just a matter of seconds or even like fractions of seconds, but you need to
Mhm.
make that decision. So what goes into your what happens in your head when you make those decisions?
I don't even know. Like that's such an interesting question because like I always ask myself it like how do you do this? How do you move this way? How do you choose that's the shot that you want to take? But for me, I think I'm just so like calm and like level-headed. Like I just I'm not overreacting. I'm not just shooting a wild shot. Like I'm very calculated. I want to take the right shot. I don't want to make a mistake. So that's why I'm definitely gonna choose wisely. Um, but yeah, I think I'm just very level-headed. So yeah, that's the only thing, the only answer that I have for that.
Yeah, but you still need to have the ability to assess the situation in a matter of
Yeah,
just like
yeah. I think
short in a short time.
I have a high IQ for the game of basketball. Like I know when to pass it. I have the right timing for like so much that, and so many of my coaches have told me that they've never seen players that have can pass it like me that have the IQ like me that know how to move. And so it's really timing. Like you just have to time everything. Um, just like walking around the house or like shooting stuff, like I don't know what it's called, but like perception or
Hmm.
like it's just like really it's really good. Like I could just shoot something into the trash and it's gonna go in perfectly. Like I don't know how to explain it, but I just have that gift.
Nice. And after graduation, you moved to Germany to play professionally, right? And I've read that you had some issues with the German food.
Yeah.
Yeah, like your parents needed to send you like spices and other stuff to Germany. So
Yeah.
what what didn't you like about the food in Germany?
Um, it was just like bland, like boring. Like it didn't have a lot of flavor. And then coming from a Puerto Rican family that it's just all flavors and tasty and salty and this and that and colors and everything, it was just like potatoes and chicken and then a salad. And then it wasn't much, like really tasty, but that's their food. So I'm not talking down on their culture, but it was just like I wasn't used to it. So I had to have them send me spices and stuff so I can maneuver around that.
So
But
what's your like top three favorite dishes if you were to pick?
for Puerto Rico or for Germany,
For yeah, for Puerto Rico, like for you personally.
um, I think rice and beans with like a meat. That's like the main meals for Puerto Ricans. Um, I also like lasagnas. I love pastas, like just very flavorful pastas. Um, and I love fish. So anything with fish, seafood, whatever it is, those are like my top three, I would say.
Yeah, not a lot of seafood in Germany. That's true. So yeah. So what about the spices? What are your favorite spices that your
Um,
parents sent you and that you use most often when you're at
yeah,
home?
I still use it. Like when I went to Czech Republic, I brought a whole bunch of spices. Um, but one is called adobo, another one is called sazon. Those are like the main two that we use, adobo and sazon, to add flavor, add color to it. So I know as soon as I taste that, I taste home. So I will be okay.
Yeah, and so you also played in Czechia, right? So which experience was better, Germany or Czechia? For you personally, I mean, when it comes to just living, sightseeing, maybe from that perspective, not from a basketball perspective. Not to put
Okay,
down the other country, I mean, clearly, because, yeah.
yeah. Um, that's tough because basketball was different in Germany than it was in
Hmm.
Czech, and the environment was different in Germany than it was in Czech. So Um, for me, I liked Czech because there were more things to do, like around. There were malls, there were like parks you could go to, there were like so many more things to do where I was in Czech. Because it was I think it's the second or third biggest city in the Czech Republic. So there was more things to do. In Germany, I was in a small town. Um, we try to make the best of it, but the only thing in Czech was probably like the living situation wasn't the best. It was definitely better in Germany. Um, but I think Germany has like more funds than the Czech does, so that probably played a big part. Um, the food, I would say I like the food better in Czech. It's probably kind of similar, but I think I like the food better in Czech. Um, but yeah, overall, I would say the Czech Republic was better for me than Germany.
And what's the plan for this year? Do you already have a plan? Do you have a team?
I don't know if you know the league that there is in Puerto Rico. It's called the BSNF.
Hmm.
Um, it's for 3 months. So I'll be doing that. It's like different towns in Puerto Rico. And you're drafted. Like so last year I was drafted number one, so I was put on like the last team, obviously.
Hmm.
Um, but then yeah, I just chose I didn't want to play So that's when I ended up going to the Czech Republic. So this year I will be playing there. I got traded to a different team, a better team. So I'm very excited for that. And so I'll be doing that. I'm actually leaving tomorrow to go to Puerto Rico, and I'll be there for 3 months. And then after that, I just need to let my agent know that I'm ready to find somewhere to go from December to like April. So we'll
Sure.
see.
And did you have time to rest after the Olympics? Are you
Um,
already like rested or?
yeah, I got back like maybe 2 weeks ago, so I had 2 weeks off. Um, got to spend time with my family and friends. So yeah, I had some time off. Obviously, I wish I had more. Like I'm already leaving, and it's only been 2 weeks, but I have to take what I can.
Sure. Can I ask you also some questions about the Olympics,
Of
about the
course,
games?
yeah.
Sure. Okay. So I want to, we're not going to talk about the China game, but
Yeah, no, thank you.
yeah. But the first game, when you guys opened against Serbia,
Mhm.
and in Spain, it was the same story. You guys start off kind of slow, right? And then
So,
you pick up the pace, right? So what was the reason for that? Was it like jitters or was it a strategy? And was it your strategy to sort of play that? Like you had a different game plan and it didn't work and you had to adjust?
I think I don't, it's definitely not a strategy because I wish we could have just started off the way we ended. And if we did that, we probably would have won all the games. Instead of like digging ourselves in a hole and then having to crawl back up and then try to get the win in the end. But I think we were nervous. Like it's a whole bunch of the girls on the team. It was their first like Olympics. Their nerves were like out of through the roof. But I think once we realized, oh, we can do this, we can compete with these teams. We were like, okay, let's do this. We're not nervous anymore. Let's show them what we got because we can compete. We're right there. So I think that was really it.
Yeah, and defensively against Serbia, you had quite the performance as a team, holding them to 58 points. Unfortunately, you guys scored 55, right? So
Yeah,
but still, I mean, that was a really exciting game, especially the fourth quarter. So
it
that
was.
one was, yeah, that one's pretty close. And the game against Spain, you guys lose by 1 point. And actually, just if that 3-pointer went in, right, at the end, you guys would win. And you had an awesome game yourself. I mean, you played 17 minutes, 9 points. Are you pleased with the way you played personally against Spain?
Yeah, I am very pleased. I feel like I got the opportunity and I was able to like maximize it. Um, I have a couple games like that with the national team, but I would say that was one of my best ones. So I'm definitely proud of myself. And it was a very crucial game. I just wish I did like a couple more things, made a couple more shots. And that last foul call, I wish it wasn't called, because we would have won the game. But it's basketball, the refs took it in their hands, but it is what it is. But
I
yeah, I am
mean,
my performance.
yeah, if I may add, I'm looking at the stats right now. 80% shooting. So once again, the shot selection, right? 4 rebounds
Yeah.
and 2 assists. So for a big, that's kind of awesome. And were you always this good at passing, or yes, or was it in college or in Europe? Because in Europe there's this big sort of the focus is when it comes to big players, right? The fours and the fives, they usually focus on their passing ability. So when they come to the States, they can sort of make an impression that they're good passers. So was it
Mm.
the same in your case, or were you already a good passer when you went to Europe?
Yeah, I've always been a good passer,
Yeah.
and I feel like that's like something I pride myself in. Like I love to have a good pass for my teammate for her to finish it. Like it makes me feel so happy. Sometimes even better than scoring, honestly. Like if I could have a good like behind the back pass, a little back door pass, whatever the case may be, it just like brings me so much joy. Um, and it also shows like how connected I am with my teammates. Like I really take the time to like learn how they move, their speed, so I could time it correctly. So I've always been a good passer since like high school, I think I would say, and then it just got better and better like through high school and college, and professional and overseas. So
Sure. And above your knee, you have a tattoo of the Olympic logo, right?
yeah.
And and it says Tokyo, right? Will you be adding another one that says Paris to that?
Yeah, I will. I think I'm just gonna leave the rings and then Tokyo above, and I think I'm just gonna put Paris 2024 above it. And then if we go to, LA 2028, I'll put it above
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
So
that's what I wanted to ask. Will you add more? So I hope that you will be able to add that, and I hope that you guys will perform. I mean, the performance was good. It's just that the result will be better of your
right.
performance on the next
Yeah.
Olympics. Yeah, so it was awesome talking to you. Thank you for your time, and I hope you will have a safe trip to Puerto Rico tomorrow. Thanks for finding the time to talk.
Yes. No, of course. Thank you for having me. These were like great questions. They really got me thinking. So I
Thank
like
you.
these a lot. So thank you so much.
Thanks. Thank you.